Ladies, how do you people cope? I just want to ask this question. How do you cope? So yesterday, when I woke up in the morning, when I just stood up, the way blood was just gushing out of me. Yes. I was like, God, is this thing normal? Because this thing has been bothering me for a while. Growing up, that's how I used to have this very heavy flu. My sister then, when I was living with, while I was in secondary school, she took me to a doctor, and even she thought I had an abortion. Even God knows, I've not even met a man then. But anyways, because I was very stubborn, so they already thought I've started seeing a man then. But that one is story for another day. I used to have this heavy flu right from when I was still little, like growing up, I mean. And then they used to say, okay, don't use pad, use towel, use this, use that, and be washing. And I hate it. Like, even though I was doing it then, because of course we can't afford to buy pad by myself then. So they say, okay, be using menstrual pad and towel. And actually, that was what I was using then. And then you'd be washing and all that. At some point, when I could afford pad, I started buying pad for myself. But then in those days, they used to have pad. Even now, we still have. How much do they sell always, for instance? All this always, moped, lady care and all. They come 7 in a pack or 8. The 7 is the longer one, right? And then the other one, the medium size, is 8 in a pack. And for instance, if you are someone that has heavy flu like me, how can you manage? How would you manage? It means you'll be buying like 3 packs just for 1 month. And how much is pad now? 800. So if I am to see my period, for instance, for this month, I will buy 2 packs. Let's say 2 packs. Because 1 is not going to be enough. Because even people that have normal flu, I don't think 1 should be enough for you. Because, okay, let's assume, how many times are you supposed to change your pad in a day? Let's use this thing and settle this matter. For instance, for people that have normal flu, you don't have heavy flu like me. Let's say you don't have heavy flu like me, and you bought pad of, okay, 1 pack that is 7 in it, or 8 for instance, and you're supposed to change your pad at the least 3-4 hours in a day, 3-4 hours or 5 hours, maximum 8 hours. And that 8 hours, I don't advise it, because how can you stay with in the pad that is soaked for 8 hours? Because it keeps coming. It's not like when you wear it, it will wait until 8 hours, it will start coming out. No, the moment you start, once you're on, your cycle has started, it starts coming out. It doesn't stop. I don't know how other people's own are, but I'm just speaking from experience, because the moment it starts coming out, it doesn't stop until the day of the day you're supposed to finish it. So why would you wear a pad for 8 hours, even if you don't have heavy flow? So okay, your flow is not heavy, you wore your pad from morning, for instance, around 8 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Between 12 and 1 you change, right? 12 and 1 you change. That's 1 pad at 8 o'clock, the second one at 1 or 2 o'clock. That's 2. And then 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You change the other one. making it 3. Before you go to bed, or let's say the one you wore at 8, you sleep with it, making it 3 in a day, abi. Then the next day, which is usually the heavy day, yes, when you start your period, the second day is usually the day that is rushes. That's when the flow actually flows. So even if your flow is normal, not heavy like the people like us, you will now change 3 or 4 times. For God's sake, it means if you bought a pad, 1 pack of pad that is 8 in it, it has finished. So how do people still have remaining pad when they finish their cycle, like for that month? I don't understand. How do you do it? Please take mic and explain to us, because this thing is really giving me concern, and I thought I should discuss this thing. Some people should tell us how this thing works, because I, for one, I have heavy flow and I buy 2 packs of 8, making it 16. 2 packs of pad that has 8 in it, which is 16. And usually my period is 3 to 4 days. I still augment it with tampons, because the 3rd day is usually not that much, so I'll wear tampon, because I cannot dare wear tampon the 1st and 2nd day. Who born me? I cannot, because I go just disgrace myself. I go stain myself. I will wear tampon, wear pad still. My sister. So yesterday when I woke up, when blood was coming out, I was rushing. I was just wondering, am I the only one that is having, is this thing even normal? Am I okay? Which I know I am. I don't even have fibroid, because I know, I've heard them say that people that have fibroid usually have this extra heavy flow. I do not have fibroid. I heard that when you give birth, the flow usually reduces. Omo, na lie. The way I was heavy when I was in my secondary school, I've not even met a man, I've not even slept with a man before. The way I was rushing them, I still rush the same way up till now, even after 2 kids. My sister, so tell me, so please, let's do better in discussing this thing for the girls that are coming up, because if we don't discuss it much, they will not know how to manage these things, because already is a must, is something that they must go through. As a normal child, a girl, you must go through this thing every other month, apart from the education they teach us in school during biology and the other courses. It does not educate them enough, because they only tell them the basics. They don't tell them in details how to manage these things. We at home, as parents, mothers, sisters, are the ones that will tell them exactly, or teach them, or show them how to do it. In school, they will only tell you how your body will change at a certain period. So please, let's do better. So when we do better by putting it out there, like we put out other content, our girls will learn, because this thing is something you cannot avoid. We should educate them as much as we can, at home, on social media, in schools, like organizing seminars, teaching them how to do these things. Some people don't even know how to wear pad. Some don't know how it looks, even though they are taught in school that okay, your body will go through these certain changes at a certain period, maybe when you get to age 12, 13, even younger these days, because there are people that start their period much younger than 12 years. I've seen a girl that had a child at 10 years old. So times have changed. This era, we're in the 21st century. Things are changing, our bodies are changing, so we should do better by educating our girls as much as we can, because I still believe, I don't want to sound like a feminist, and this is not about feminism. Our girls need the education more than any other person. It's not a context or something. This thing is okay. The girl child is the one that give birth to children, and a child's first teacher is the mother. Is what the girl knows that will teach her child, and that's how the child will first grow with. That's the first education comes from the mother. So if we don't educate our girl child enough, and they start their own family, I mean, so we need to teach them, apart from what their bodies will go through, what they will experience, the symptoms of how you have fever. Some people will have fever, some will have backache, some will have abdominal pain, like lower abdominal pain, the cravings, that part. Me personally, I used to crave sweets a lot during this period, like a lot. I don't have regular circle, because is anytime it comes I see it. So when it comes, by the time, the only thing that used to notify me that this thing is coming is when I start craving sweets. Like I just want to eat chocolate, I just want to take garri with a lot of sugar. I take tea without sugar. I will just want to add sugar. Even the sugar I will just be adding, so I will just know that it means it's that time of the month. So we teach them how to do these things, what not to do during this period. You don't go about doing some certain things. You take care of yourself and your body. Do these things, take it as a priority, because your health depends on it. We all know that this period is the period that a girl can catch any kind of disease. Yes, even if you don't sleep with a man that you say okay, you catch any one of those STDs, the part that you wear, if you don't change it as at when you are supposed to change it, you can catch yeast infection. Yes, so please, if we don't teach them enough, we know that you are not supposed to wear your pad from morning till night. No, why would you do that? Except in special occasions, like in extreme occasions where you are in, maybe you're on a journey, for instance, traveling long journeys, which if you have your way, you can excuse yourself. You tell the driver, except you're on the plane, and on the plane there are toilets. So as far as I'm concerned, there are no excuses. You can always look for a way to change your pad once you're on, because your health depends on it. So take it seriously. There are some foods you shouldn't eat, there are some things you don't take, like even though it's good for you, why during your period you take a lot of liquid, but I personally I don't take liquid much during it, because when I do, it flows even heavier. So but for those that can, so that you can stay hydrated, you should take a lot of fluids, like liquids, water especially, not coke and all those sodas. No, water better, preferably water. Yes, take a lot of water, I would advise. But don't take anything that is not water, especially alcohol, for instance. Some people say it helps them to wash the thing down. Well, it's your choice, but please teach your girls to take water instead, not alcohol or even soda. Take water. Know that these things comes only once in a month. Some people do it twice, like me. Again, some months it comes twice. It comes first week of the month, like second or third day of the month it will start. I just know that towards the end of the month another one will come. So let's do better and discuss these things as much as we can. Honestly, just the way we discuss fashion, we discuss beauty, cosmetics, makeup, just the way we discuss sex, relationships. Please, let's discuss these things. These things are more important. They are more important because even though other things are important, so don't get me wrong, but these things are more important for our girls, especially. Teach them how to take care of their body. There's no shame in these things. You feel okay with yourself, be confident, walk very well, carry yourself with grace. And for you to feel confident is when you change, as at when you are supposed to change at the appropriate time. Change 3 or 4 hours after wearing the first one, and then you walk with confidence, because you already know psychologically if you're on, you go somewhere, once you sit down, the next thing when you want to stand up, in your head you always think, I don't know how other people see, but me personally, anytime especially when I go to church, if I'm on and I sit down, anytime they say they should stand up, I will just sit down. I don't want, because I've had previous experience that went that good. So yeah, so please, let's teach our children. Girl child, in schools they can organize seminars to teach girls. Like celebrities can go to schools because they look up to you guys. I say celebrity because they look up to you. I cannot personally go to a school, for instance, nobody knows me, and say I want to organize girls and say I want to teach them how to wear pad, how to do, no. But as celebrity, they will gladly want to listen to you guys. I can only teach my daughter and her friends if they want, but people that don't have these people in their lives, the only place they can learn it is in school. So please organize seminars, and please, I don't know if there is a way government can even make parts free in schools, just the way we have tissues in toilets. They should leave, because okay, assuming you have pad, you forgot, or you want the one you carried from the house out has finished, and you now discover that the one your this thing has soaked, what would you do? What if you don't have money to go and get another one? So but when you get, if you can find yourself in a a a a, a, a toilet, or you find yourself in any of these places, once you enter any toilet and you see pad there, at least you can use it. At least you have saved a life. Let's do things like that. At least it will help these girls to be confident and feel free, not to feel like the world is. The next stage is how to dispose of this used pad. So we teach our children how to dispose their used pads. Okay, how do we do that? What is the ideal way of discarding a used pad? I personally, I cannot tell you this is the ideal way. Why? Because there are different ways. I've heard of different ways of discarding these things. One video I saw one time, they said after using pad, you put inside water. You put it in water to wash out the blood. Then you bring out the pad and rip it, like you tear it or chop it or be cut it. I cannot do that, and I don't think I will advise anybody to do that. But if you can, fine, please go ahead. Well, some people burn it. Yes, that's the one I do. Even if I find myself outside, like I go out while I'm on, I use the toilet. When I use the public toilet or any of the restroom, I change my pad, I package it, I put it in something, I tie it and put it in my bag, bring it home and keep it. I will gather it until when I'm done with the period in that month, I'll burn everything. Yes, I'll burn it to ashes. And yeah, and that's the one I can recommend to people, because of course it's not hygienic throwing it around. Don't flush it down the toilet, please. Even people that wear tampons and flush it, I don't think it's an ideal way of doing it, because flushing it down will block the what is it called? I don't think it's the right way to do it, though it's the easiest. And I don't know what, I don't think it's the right way to do it. Flushing it down the toilet is what causes all these blockages in toilets. You hear how they say suck away, don't full, or the thing block, they want to go and then when they, oh god, please, I don't even want to go there. Please and please, ladies, do not flush your pads. Do not, honestly, do not. And don't trash it either. Like, don't just, once you're done, you just put it in your trash can. People do that. Like, I've seen people do that, honestly. You just come out of the restroom and then you just go and trash it in the, or you trash it in the trash in the restroom. Why? Don't do that. Even all this does being around estates, like in my estate, you're just passing, you just see pad on the ground because the trash can is filled up and then it's overflowing, like it's pouring, and then you see pads around. Why do we do that? First of all, it's not a good sight for one to see. You're just passing, you're in your good mood, and then you now come and see those kind of things. No. And then it's not good, because we all know we live in Africa, Nigeria especially, where they say they use pad for one spiritual thing or the other. Why would you want to be throwing your pad around for people to see, like you are giving it to the devil? Come and take. No, now let's do better, because this is just 3 to 4 days or 5 days, like at most 7 days in a week. As a girl, take out time to take care of yourself. Take it as a priority. Go extra by taking care of yourself. Bathe, always change your pad. Once you change it, you keep it safe somewhere, not in your trash can, not in the toilet. Like, don't flush it down. Package it and keep it. If you want to be burning it every day, if you can, why not? But if you cannot, you can gather it just like I do. keep it, like I tie it after each usage. I will package it, wrap it, and tie it in a nylon and keep it in a bigger nylon with others. And once I'm done, after the fourth day, I will just take everything outside and burn it. Yes, I burn it to ashes. I stay there, I lit fire on it and stay there and wait until it burns, like it's burns to ashes. Yes, and then that's when I would leave. So please don't dispose of your used pad anyhow. First of all, you're not doing yourself any good, and second of all, you're just causing littering the place, and then causing what I don't know. Please don't, and teach your girls not to. Let's try and do better.